G'day folks, Jaden Drutt here with the Farm Trader, and here we are at Mystery Creek for another tractor showcase. Behind me is the largest tractor that we've got on show during the showcase. It's the 6125M from John Deere. There's plenty of cool features that many people will be familiar with from the 10, 20, 30 series John Deere and now into the M series. Let's go and check it out. If we start around the front, again, it's a familiar engine that many people will be used to. It's the 4045 engine from John Deere. 4 cylinders, 4.5 litres and 4 valves. But it's tier 2, so you've got quite a high technology engine in terms of 4 valves, but it's got tier 2 emissions, which is fantastic for the Kiwi farmers. I should point out that we're in a little bit of a model change here, right? So this is the 6125M. The new one of this will be the 6M130. Exactly the same tractor practically, but it will have a tier 3 engine. So you're going to get a lot of the same functionality, right? We've got our dipstick down here, which is easily accessible from ground level. We've still got our pre-filters on the large cooling pack here, and the single one-piece high lift bonnet. We've also got just a turbocharger, so there's no after treatment, no EGR, nothing like that, and the header tank is very easily spotted from the other side, so you can get any bird's nest in there, and also your daily maintenance is very easy. The 6125M is also coupled with the 623R loader. So there's 2 specs of loaders. You've got the M series and the R series. The R series is the premium one, and this is 1050 kgs without the bucket or the loader subframes. Now that is fantastic for a tractor this size. John Deere is famous for the full frame chassis. Essentially what that means is that all of the components sit inside the frame itself and is perfect for front linkage and PDO or a loader in this case. So what happens is these towers actually bolt straight onto the chassis itself. That's not putting any pressure on the attachment between the engine or the engine and the transmission itself. You also don't then have any additional subframes that only impede daily service checks. One of the other key things about having the R series loader on this tractor, with a 5600 kg tractor, by the time you add the towers and the bucket and a bit of diesel, this tractor is sitting just under 7 tonne. Now while that might sound quite heavy for a tractor of this size, it does make it very stable and capable for pulling larger silage wagons and indeed mowers and other implements around hills, which is a great feature in terms of the John Deere. Hopping up onto the ROPS of the John Deere will be familiar to many. For starters, we've got our bright groovy yellow seat. We've then got our tilting steering column and our forward reverse shuttle on the left hand side. We then move around to the power quad on the right. Familiar to many, this is the 24 speed, which has 6 ranges and 4 power shift gears. There is also the 16 speed option, so that's A through to D, again with 4 gears. And that can be in either 30 or 40k. The 24 speed is just 40k. If we then pan around, we've got our electronic draft control here, and if you flip up the little tab at the back, that's got your height restriction and also the drop rate, and then we've got 3 spools on this particular machine. Now again, that's standard on the 125 generally, and the beauty of these is that they are all individually flow controlled, they all have detent, and they all have float. Rounding out the right hand console, we've got our 3-speed PDO, so 540, 540E and 1000. Couple of other cool features up here. The park brake on the actual gear stick itself, again, will be familiar. And then we move to our front end loader joystick. So another cool feature with the R series is that they come standard with boom suspension. Our third service is one of the buttons on the side here. Rounding it out is the optional bright groovy yellow canopy. As you can see, it keeps the harmful UV and the hole in the ozone well off the operator in the John Deere. Round the back of the John Deere, on these particular tractors, they come with the heavy duty rear end. So what that means is they've got larger discs on the inboard brakes. You've also got larger lift cylinders, and then you've also got the twin adjustment on each of the individual linkage arms, which is fantastic. So the linkage lift capacity itself is 5650. And these come with a Cat 3 hook end as well as the Cat 3 top link. And as I mentioned, up on the operator station, we've got 3 rear spools. So you can do the detent and your flow adjustment is just slightly behind that. This tractor also has hydraulic trailer brakes, and the loader itself is plumbed into the Power Beyond fitting. Now this tractor has the 114 litre a minute pump, so there's two options, and generally if you buy the 16-speed transmission, you get the 80 litre a minute pump. The 24-speed comes with 114. You can vary both of them, you can mix and match them, but that's generally what happens. So the 80 litre a minute pump is an open centre pump, whereas the 114 is the CCLS, so that's a load sensing pump. A couple of other features worth mentioning: we've got our 3/4 dump here if you're a fencing enthusiast or just has a high flow return on one of your implements. In terms of daily checks, you've got your sight glass down the bottom here, which is nice and easy to see. There's two little plastic notches which shows you the level, and it's similar to the front, how it's nice and easy to get to from that daily servicing, and also for actual service intervals. Speaking of intervals, 500 hours on the engine itself and 1,000 on the transmission. However, they also recommend doing it every 2 years, which is probably about right for the farmer. If we now look at the top 5 reasons why you should consider the 6125M from John Deere, for me, it starts with the full frame chassis. Now that allows the loader to be bolted straight to the chassis and gives that strength all the way from the front to the back of the tractor. Now this tractor, we also talked about how it's just under 7 tonne. That full frame gives all of that strength and that weight, which makes it fantastic for hill work and towing heavy implements around. We then move on to the heavy duty rear end. So that includes the larger disc brakes, we've got the upgraded lift rams for the rear linkage, and also that rear linkage capacity of 5,650 kgs. We then move to the 24-speed power quad transmission. Again, it will be familiar to many, but we've also got that hand park brake, which is great. You chuck it into park and then you can jump straight off in the easy access steps, which makes getting on and off, particularly in your wet weather gear, fantastic. We then move to the 114 litre per minute pump. That comes through the 3 rear spools, which all have detent and float, as well as individual flow control. And then lastly, it's the only tractor here that has a JD Link modem. Now what that allows is for you to have an operations centre either on your PC or on your mobile phone, and that allows you to not only see the diesel level, the location of the tractor, it also allows you to see the engine hours, and that's fantastic for safety of the staff. You know that they're moving around or they have got home at night, and also gives you diagnostic trouble codes which can be sent straight to the dealer. And the nice little added bonus is you get service alerts. That means that the dealer can give you a call and say, hey, we can see your tractor's coming up to its service interval, would you like to book that in? It's perfect and takes one less job off the farm. We're here at the ROP Showcase, which is fantastic for us to show you tractors if you're in the market, either staff drive them, you don't use them a lot, or you want to get on and off in your wet weather gear, or you just like a ROPS tractor. There's plenty to like, folks. You know, you get the fancy cab, but there's nothing like being out on a beautiful summer's day under nature's big beacon, particularly when you're sitting on the groovy yellow seat. For more, check out farmtrader.co.nz. The upcoming review of this machine will be in the summer issue of the Farm Trader magazine, and keep an eye on the socials about what we're up to.